Hi there, welcome to the Snø Motion Tuneables Midship assembly video. As you can see, I've got pretty much all the parts laid out in front of me here. Printed everything off just so I could try them all out, and I guess we should just get on. Got the body here. The first thing I'd suggest doing is adding the lights. You know, once they're in, then they're done. That's kind of it. You just drop them into place. They should just snap in like that. They should drop in quite easily, just like that. And once the corner's in place, then you just give it a little gentle push, just so you make sure that corner's in place. And they'll just click in. There you go, both lights. The front ones are slightly trickier. And there's a little, you can see that, the little tab on here, which goes to the inside. So it's worth checking that you've got the right side for the light. And then you just drop that straight in like that. And again, get it into the corner. Once it's there, you should just be able to push that in and it will click into place. Get the second one of those done. Make sure it's the right way around. Make sure it's into the corner. So once the lights are in, I would say the next thing to do with the body is to pick a wing you want to put on there and fasten that into place. So we've got the little ducktail that goes in. You'll see there's two little pegs pop through here, and we've got some little tiny clips, which I'm calling circups because they're kind of like a circlip, but they're actually a cup, just to make them a bit stronger. And you got to push that right through and just get those in. Now they're going to be quite a tight fit, and to be honest, you know, you can file them down, so I've just rubbed these a little bit underneath to give them a bit more room. I'm guessing they're going to need a little bit more on there. Yes, they are for that one. But what I would say is pick the one you want to use and just try it out, and then you can fit these perfectly for that one. Rather than clip them all on, I'll just show you what they look like in place. So we've got the kind of Rev 5 style attack wing, that fits in. The blade just pushes in there. You need to squeeze it out of the way a little bit like that, and then once that's in place, you can just add little clips to the underside of that. There we go, that's clipped on nicely. And just push the other clip up into that one. There it is, popped in perfectly. And I just pop the lights out. So that is now held nice and solid in place there. That's basically your body. Next step, we will put together some wheels. As you can see, I've got all the different sets printed out there, but I'm going to go for the tuner tyres and a set of cross wires or Y spokes, whatever you want to call them. So these again, everything just pops together really easily. And the thing with these is all the outer rims are the same for each of the wheel styles, and the tyres are obviously all the same. So if you wanted to do different styles, all you actually need to reprint or to print is the sort of centres, and you can swap the centres out and use the same rims unless you want to go for different colours. These now fit onto the axles, which I've just done these with a little bit of paint so I can see them easier because I'm old. And so I've got a set of the fronts here, and these are the kind of well, tuner setting, I guess, rather than the stance setting. And these just drop in like so. the wheels, get the tyres the right way around, just push on, and then you just fasten the nuts in the middle. Now, these are left and right handed, so that they turn forwards, so that if you push it forwards, they don't come undone. I've actually, I don't know if you can see that there, probably not. I've just painted the arrows blue for the left side and red for the right side. You also now can use the handy little key that you can print with the kit, and that just turns on. There you go. Get a rear. Again, that's the rear. 2.5 degrees of camber. Pop that in. Get the right tyre for that side. Push it on. Pick the other wheel nut. Push that in. Turn that one. On this side, again, get the rear. Get the tyre on. Get the centre nut. Turn that one. Last one, that can go in. Fasten that. So there's your wheels. Now these obviously do actually just slide in and out at this point because it's the body that holds them in place. So we just need to be a little bit careful, and I've kind of gone for the wrong order here. So if we just leave that down there for a second, because the other thing we need to fasten to the base is the exhaust. We've got a kind of standard exhaust looking piece. Got a single exit which comes out of one side, and then there's a kind of Burke style twin silencers, twin tailpipes. And I think I'll go for the single exit. So that just pushes up underneath here. There's a little slot you can see there that just pushes in, and it locates in there. And then the last circlip just pops on the top, and you can clip that into place as well, like so. That is now the base ready. We've got everything on the chassis. Come back to the body, and we can add in either like a brake ducting, which just fits into there where the fog lights would go. I mean, you can leave it empty if you want it, or you can actually put the fog light in there. Just push in, so like that. I kind of like the ducts really, so I'm going to put the ducts in this, and they just push in, just sit there, because the chassis will hold them in when the time comes. So there we go, they're both in place. So now we've got those in, the lights in, got the rear wing on. That's the body done. So the last thing we need to do on the body is just push these little nuts into place. And they are obviously what the screws then thread into to hold it all together. I originally just threaded the body, but what actually happened was I snapped one of the nuts off whilst I was doing that, whilst I was putting it together for the first time, and realised that if you do that and you snap the nut, it snaps into the body, and then you need to reprint the whole body. Whereas with this, if you snap it, even if it's still sticking out, you can just stick a screwdriver or something in this little tab on the end, slide it out, print a new nut, print a new screw, and then you're good to go. So, you know, it's just minimal pieces if anything does break, because obviously print plastic can be quite brittle. I would also suggest with these, you've got to really keep the threads clean when you print them. So before you cure it, really clean the threads out. And I actually used some universal silicone lubricant for drain pipes, and just ran a bit of that in the threads just to keep it nice and smooth. And that seemed to be a great way to just get them to screw in really simply and cleanly. So then the last part, you just flip this over and you just push so the back goes underneath the rear bumper there, drops in, that drops down, there you go. And then last of all, drop Snap these into the nuts. Get your key, same one for the wheels. And I mean, don't go crazy tightening these because they'll just snap depending on what material you use. So as soon as you just feel a bit of resistance, that's probably enough. There you have it. Finished car. All done. Single exit exhaust, attack wing. Now I've used the kind of tuner ride height here, if you like, which is the mid height. I kind of quite like that look, but if you want to go for something a bit more stock, or you know, a bit more aggressive, you can print out one of the other sets of axles. So if I just take that apart again, whilst we're at it, why not switch the exhaust as well? So I'll move those. I'll just unclip that exhaust, push that one out. Let's pop the twin tailpipe in. That can just push into there. Put the clip on. There, done. Now, here are some previously made wheels already on the axles. Red for right, and that can go in there. Blue ones are left. I've painted yellows for the front, green for the rear, so at least I know easily which end they're for. And this is stock ride height for this one. The other thing we can do while we're at it, just take those two nuts out, is we can switch the spoiler or wing, go for a different style. So we'll just take the blade out of there, push the two uprights, and let's say go for more of a Rev 3 style, but this one got a little extender on the back. That's quite nice. And to be honest, a lot of these, they'll just stay in, but again, we'll just pop the clips on. Pop the clip on that side. There we are, that's held in place. Be careful not to push the lights out when you do that. There we are, different look for there. Different exhaust, different ride height. So just put the nuts back in. Into there. I'll just put my finger over that whilst I get the other one into the other side. There we are. Put that down again. Flip this over. Slide it into place. There we are. Get it properly seated. Add the screws. Lightly tighten those up. There we are. Completely different look. So, twin exhaust, different rear wing, different wheels, different ride height. That is actually, if you want to play with this, that is your best ride height, because you've got a bit more clearance for the tyres. The tuner ride height should just clear the bodywork. You might need to rub a little bit on the inside, but certainly for the lowest ride height, you're definitely going to have to just do a little bit of fitment around the wheel arches to get it if you want them to turn properly. It's just so tight, I couldn't risk it with the printing. But obviously, once it's printed, you can do what you like. So, take that apart again. This time, we'll just whip out those wheels. Put in this set. These have got a set of slicks on as well. Obviously, so these are the slick tyres. These are the stock tyres, I'm calling them, I guess. And then obviously you've got the tuners, which are directional. So in the kit there are 4 tuner tyres: front left, front right, rear right. With the stock tyres, there are just rears and fronts, and for the slicks, again, they're just rears and fronts. The idea of this is that, you know, obviously you can get the kit, you can get all the files, you get all these wheels, you get the wings, you get everything else. There's no shipping of the kit, so there's no kind of carbon footprint on that, because you're making it locally. So, you know, there's only the sort of carbon footprint of the file transfer, if you like, which is pretty small. And then you only print the bits you want. So rather than having a kit full of bits of plastic you don't want, you only print the ones you're going to use, and the rest you can just leave until you fancy printing something else, and then maybe, you know, you print that. I'm going to change these as well whilst we're at it. So we'll just take out the ducts. Let's pop the fog lights in. Quickly, like that. Pop the nuts back in again. Like so. And then this one is a bit interesting. So these seem to be slipping out quite easily, so I'll hold it by the wheels. Just feed the base in like that. Get it in nice and tight at the back there. Push it down at the front. And tighten those just until we get the resistance, which is there. There we go, final ride height of that one, which is a 5-degree camber. And there you go. So obviously you can print any of the bits you like, you can fit any of the bits you like, you can swap them out whenever you want to, you know, switch it up a bit every now and then, just have some fun really. Or I guess print more than one and have a row. It's entirely up to you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've downloaded the kit, so thanks for doing that as well. And enjoy. Yeah, have some fun with it. Okay, thanks again. See you soon. Bye.